Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Rachel Tech YouTube channel. Before we begin the tutorial, I would like to thank you guys in advance for 70 subscribers. We're currently up to 69, so thank you so much for that. And I have an important announcement. You guys seem to love the debit card tutorial, and so in that video I didn't really show you in detail how to do it. So my team and I have been building a website behind the scenes, and it's going to be a blog and a really cool website. So we did create a more in-depth tutorial which will be on our website. However, the website is not yet live on the internet, so I will update you as soon as it is. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into Premiere Pro. Now before we jump into Premiere Pro, this is going to be a really basic tutorial, so I'm not going to teach you how to track an object. I'm just going to teach you how to blur something that's either not moving or barely moving at all. So that I'm not going to teach you how to animate the blur, how to make it move, but I will be teaching you how to blur an object that's either still or barely moving. So let us jump into Premiere Pro. Okay, so I'm creating this tutorial assuming that you already know how to begin a project, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. And for this tutorial, I am using former First Lady Trump's speech, and not that I have anything against her, but I just thought it would be great to use it because in the speech she is barely moving her head, and her head is pretty much in one position, which is great because that's kind of what we need for this tutorial. So begin by just making the cuts that you need to make. So just like grab your cutting tools and make any cut that you might need to make. I'm actually going to cut here. Wow, I really do not like that sound. It is quite annoying when you move the playhead around. But here is the clip, and now we are going to blur it. So you notice we have her face and the United States symbol. So what if I wanted to blur that? Well, it's actually pretty easy. Just go over here and head on over to Effects. And in Effects, you're going to go to Video Effects and click down, and then Blur and Sharpen, and then you're going to go to Gaussian Blur, which is the only one that starts with G, so it shouldn't be that hard to find, and drag that into your clip. Now, you might just see a gray screen up here. If that's the case, you're probably not on the Effect Controls tab, so make sure you click Effects Controls, and also make sure you have the clip selected. Now, if you would like to blur the entire screen, that's probably the easiest to do. All you have to do is go over here to where it says Blurriness, and take where it says 0.0 and drag to the right, and then it would blur the entire screen. And then drag to the left if you'd like to make it less blurry. However, if you do not want to blur the entire screen and just her face and the United States symbol, what you would do is you would go over here where we have these three options. We have the pen tool, the circle, and the square. Now, for faces, I always go with the circle. For objects, I always go with the square, and I rarely ever use the pen tool because you can basically customize the shape using the square. So we want to blur her face, so because of that, I'm going to click on the circle. You can resize it using these blue squares, but if you would not like to resize it, you can just put your mouse in the middle and drag it around. So I'm going to put it on top of her face. Now you might notice that there's no blur, and that is because you never scroll down to the blurriness tab where it says 0.0 by blurriness, and drag that to the right to make it more blurry and to the left to make it less blurry, and now we have blurred out her face, and you could still move that around. And now you are going to click on the square up here, and when you click on the square, you get, this time it is blurry because we already set the blurriness settings, and you can resize that using these blue arrows. And now I have blurred out the United States symbol, and it will stay like that for the entire clip. If you would like to learn how to make a blur track an object, I'm not going to be teaching you guys how to do that in this tutorial because it does require you to use this option over here. But don't worry, guys. If you want a tutorial about that, and if I get enough requests, I will do it. So leave a comment down below and we will do it if we get enough people who need it. So now that we have Gaussian blurred our video, here will be the final video.
Service member, and to our incredible military families. You are heroes, and you will always be in my thoughts and prayers. Service member, and to our incredible military families. You are heroes, and you will always be in my thoughts and prayers.
So that is basically what it will look like, and you can always move around the blurs and the resize anything. Premiere Pro is great because it's very customizable, so you can basically do whatever you want with it. Anyways, guys, before we click off, if you are having trouble and it has to do with your Premiere Pro version, like if you have a newer version of Premiere Pro, because I have version 2020, if you have 2021 or any version later, that they change things around a lot and you can't find this option, YouTube does have a blurring feature. The only issue is that it will take about 5 to 10 hours to update, and that is kind of annoying because if the video is already public, people will be able to see whatever personal information or whatever you're trying to blur, and if the video was private, you won't be able to publish the video until the blur takes effect. So if you are having trouble with this, then it might be a good idea to check out YouTube's blurring option. I will make a tutorial on how to blur. And if you guys would like to see that tutorial, go ahead and click on the eye in the top right corner of your screen. And if I haven't created the tutorial yet, the eye will not be there. I do plan on doing it next week though, so stay tuned. Anyways, guys, if this tutorial helped you out and you would like to see more tutorials like this, it would be absolutely awesome if you would make that red subscribe button gray and click the bell. Once you're done that, you can join the Rachel Tech Nerd Herd. Yep, that's what I call you, the Nerd Herd. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you all really soon. Goodbye.